Uncommitted. Uncommitted voters are now gaining more influence. Now, as I said before, they got about between 30 to 36 confirmed delegates. Let's go ahead and talk about it. Let's pull up this article from The Guardian, because so many liberals, you're panicking, you're scared. Uncommitted voters take on added influence amid swirl over Biden's future. Oh, my goodness. So after Joe Biden's poor debate performance and calls by some prominent Democrats to replace him, the hundreds of thousands of anti-war voters and delegates who represent them have taken on new significance in the U.S. presidential race. More than 700,000 voters cast ballots in the Democratic primaries for uncommitted options after the movement started in Michigan to pressure Biden to call for a ceasefire in Gaza and stop U.S. funding and arms to the Israeli government. These voters won 29 uncommitted delegates. Sorry about that. I was wrong about the number. 29, not 30. To the Democratic National Convention, a small but vocal group that will use their position at the nominating convention to call for an end to the war. The uncommitted vote consists of likely Democrat voters who have consistently said they are anti-Trump, but who use the primary process to send a message to Biden, which he is not hearing at all. Not because he chooses not to, it's because he can't hear you because he's so old. Their message has not changed, though uncommitted delegates said they've been hearing from more people about the role they could play in the convention since last week's debate. Their sole platform remains a permanent ceasefire and an arms embargo, and their focus is still on Biden, who is still the president. Okay, listen, uncommitted voters. I saw this play out in 2016 and 2020. Democratic Party doesn't respect you. You have to show your power. Because if you guys are going to bend over backwards and spread your cheeks and let the Democrats stick that blue donkey wang bone up your wazoo, then what's the whole point of doing anything? They want to make sure that all the liberals, all the Democrats, all the people triggered by Trump who have Trump derangement syndrome vote blue. And then otherwise, all the crimes that's happening, we'll just give a slap on the wrist. You think Biden's going to stop it if he gets reelected? You think Kamala gives a damn? This goes back to what I've said about these activists and organizers. Yes, there are few who are the dauntless few who really truly do believe in trying to send a powerful message and reaching out and building coalitions and trying to build a better future. But once again, I'm reminded by a lot of people that I saw between 2016 and through 2020 who would have their protests start off somewhere in downtown Chicago and then protest in front of Trump Tower. And ever since Biden got into office, you know what I noticed? A lot of you activists and liberals, you were like, okay, a Democrat's in the White House, time to go to brunch. That's what all you did. I remember most of y'all. Y'all think I forgot. I didn't forget it all. That doesn't make me a bad guy. It makes me ahead of the curb. Continuing on. People are like, you guys have 10 times the power you did before, said Osman Mohammed, an uncommitted delegate to the DNC from Minnesota and one of the organizers behind the uncommitted push there. By the way, uncommitted voters, just remember in 2016, the Democratic primary that took place in Philadelphia at the Wells Fargo Center, a lot of Bernie Sanders delegates, supporters, and volunteers were verbally harassed, abused, stalked, doxxed by the DNC. So you guys better be ready. Protect yourselves. None of you should be alone at any and all point. Keep your heads on a swivel, especially when you come here to Chicago. I'm just giving you guys advice. I'm just telling you what I saw in Philly. I know it'll be a click, copy, paste of what we saw there and happening here in Chicago. It just will happen. The way I was looking at this, we always have had the power. Our story has consistently been powerful, and we have over 700,000 voters that we have been engaged with who were previously just not going to show up or didn't know how to engage in this election. The uncommitted movement spread quickly across some states, gaining steam from voters who wanted to make their disapproval of the U.S. involvement in the war known and who were otherwise not ready to commit to Biden. Though they do not support Trump, they do not want to see him win. After Michigan, it saw strong showings in Minnesota, Hawaii, and Washington. Throughout the campaign, uncommitted leaders have consistently said they would back Biden. Oh, you fools. If he got on board with their anti-war demands, and have reiterated this offer now at a time when Biden needs all the support he can get. You're not going to get it. He's going to lie to you. Remember, politicians are like the abusive spouse, okay? They're going to hit you, slap you around, cheat on you, give you an STD, empty out your bank account, all that kind of stuff, right? But as soon as you stand up on your own 2 feet and you leave them, they're going to be like, wait, take me back. I'm sorry. They'll say that they're changing. They say they'll be better. Never do. We're not hinging our advocacy on whether or not President Biden decides to remain the candidate, said Abbas Al-Wahi, a spokesperson for the Uncommitted National Movement and an uncommitted delegate to the DNC for Michigan. Regardless of whether or not he decides to remain a candidate, he remains the president through January 2025, and we need him to stop supplying weapons long before that. He knew that the IDF was targeting civilian centers and residential homes and schools and universities and community centers and refugee camps. He knew. It's a foregone conclusion. Since the movement began, Biden has called for a ceasefire in Gaza, but Al-Wahi said if the president is serious about delivering a ceasefire, he needs to stop supplying the weapons that are preventing a ceasefire. Oh, guys, bless your hearts. They're in the right spot, but if you think a Democrat's going to listen to you, I got a bridge to sell you. The Uncommitted movement has heard from delegates committed to Biden from around the country who sympathize with the anti-war platform, and the uncommitted delegates hope to work with them at the DNC to show the president or any other potential nominee that the party's base does not support the U.S. funding of the war. You know what? You can lead a horse to water, but you can't force it to drink. Can't learn through the ears, you'll learn through the skin. How does that sound? Uncommitted. I saw this before in 2016 and in 2020. People asking Bernie Sanders to break away, do a third-party movement. Yeah, how'd that work out? Huh? Stupid. It's okay. It's okay. People want to learn the lesson. It's just like, again, that meme. First time, uncommitted. First time you realize the Democrats don't like you. First time. The Uncommitted National Movement is open to the idea of an open convention if that becomes a viable option, but it is not aligning behind a particular candidate, and any candidate seeking its support would need to agree with an arms embargo. They have offered to Biden via contacts on his campaign at the DNC and at the White House that they will mobilize voters for him if he delivers an arms embargo. Oh, no. It would be an opportunity for us to unite in both saving lives now and preventing Donald Trump from getting in the White House again. They haven't heard back from Biden's camp yet, but are hoping to. This is like falling in love with a stripper at the strip club. She's there to do her job. She's supposed to pretend to like you and then take you to the champagne room, yeah? And do a little twerk dance on you. A little extra, she might show you some loving. Maybe. But she doesn't love you. Don't be stupid. Or you say that's like falling in love with an OnlyFans model. What? Oh, you think you're the only person messaging her? They haven't heard back from Biden's camp yet, but are hoping to. Oh, I hope he gets my letter. I hope he gets our messages. Maybe he'll help us out. No. In fact, hey, uncommitted, especially to the guys part of the uncommitted movement, you have a better chance of getting an honest response back from a stripper and OnlyFans model than you will from the Biden campaign, okay? There. I'm ripping that Band-Aid off. Am I being too mean? Yes, I am. But uncommitted, I've seen this before. Don't act stupid and don't act shocked if the Democrats give you a middle finger or start harassing you guys, because a lot of these liberals are panicking because of Joe Biden's piss poor performance with his debate with Donald Trump. And yes, that interview that he did with George Snuffleupagus didn't help him either. Anytime Biden speaks, it doesn't help him. So you better believe and be ready when the Democrats start harassing and bullying you guys. Because if they're not going to pick a new nominee, they sure as hell are going to put the jackboot on you guys as soon as you come here to Chicago and forcing you guys to support Joe Biden. If you don't think they won't do that, then you were never serious to begin with. And I hope all of you are factoring that in. Don't fall for the trap. Don't fall for the trap. So, all right, uncommitted. Good luck to you. Good luck to you. In fact, I hope to at least interview you guys when you come here to Chicago for the DNC convention. Maybe things will be different. Maybe I'll be wrong. Okay? Maybe I'll be wrong. But, after going through all this shite, what more can I say that hasn't been said already?